wish Mondays didn't exist, but then Tuesdays would become the new Mondays.
Hey everyone, it's Nicole again. I hope you're all doing well. So I woke up this morning to some awful news reports about Las Vegas. I just wanted to bring that up and say that I think the most important thing we remember in this is that we must love each other. There's so much hate in the world, there's so much anger, there's so much wrath. We just need to choose to love each other. We'll definitely be keeping the town of Las Vegas and those impacted and affected by the shooter, keep them in our prayers. So I thought today I would tell you a little story about something that happened to me 13 years ago. I was living in a house with my husband and my oldest daughter, and my father lived upstairs. So he owned the house, and it was an apartment, upstairs apartment, downstairs apartment. I was about 8 months pregnant at this point. One night, my husband and I overhear something outside and we weren't really sure what it was. So we went out to look and we didn't see anybody or see anything. So we just, didn't worry about it. So then the next morning, I went out to my car to go to work and found that someone had thrown a brick or a rock or something rather big through my back windshield. At the time, I drove a Volkswagen Jetta, and it was probably like a 97, 98, and it was a manual transmission. So what this rock had done was it went through the back windshield and it hit the emergency brake. So it forced it down, which, as you know, breaks it. So we get my windshield fixed and we found out who did it. It was, my brother was living with my father at the time. He was, I think, 17 or something like that. One of his ex-girlfriend's family or ex-girlfriend's brother, something like that. Somebody was trying to teach my brother a lesson or something, and they thought that that was his car, but it was mine. So anyway, I get it fixed. My dad's home insurance paid for it, which was awesome. I should mention that this driveway is insanely steep and long. So it was at about a 45-degree incline, and it went up pretty far. It went up about 500 yards, so it was pretty lengthy for a driveway. Almost the whole driveway was the hill. So anyway, fast forward 3 weeks. At the time I was a waitress, so I was running out to my car. I pull it out of the garage. As I did that, I realized I hadn't brought my breakfast. Okay, I was 9 months pregnant at this point, and I needed breakfast. So I stopped my car, put it in neutral, and throw up the emergency brake so I could keep the car on. Well, as I run around the side of the car to go into my house, because my door was like, so my car was here, my door was here, and my dad's upstairs was right here. As I'm doing that, my brother comes out just to talk to me about something, and as I'm running into the house, he looks over at me and says, "Cole, your car is rolling." So of course I turn my head and see my car rolling down the driveway. I think that I'm Superwoman and get behind the car. 9 months pregnant, I think I'm going to stop a moving vehicle. Now, granted it was a Jetta, so it was little, but it was a car. So I get behind it, throw my hands out like I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna stop this car. And my brother is screaming at me, going, "What are you doing?" I don't really remember what happened for like a split second there, but I know that I realized that I could not stop it. So I go to the driver's side, open the door while it's moving. I open the door, I stick my right leg in to hit the brake, and as I do that, I grab the wheel and I turn it because I fall. In one swift motion, turning the wheel, I fall out. The car door shuts on my leg, on my thigh. It drags me down. Because I turned the wheel, it was going down the driveway and it turned into a tree. The only spot that there was a big tree, it stopped. Had I not turned that wheel, I would have went down the entire driveway, across the street, and into the house that lived across the street. And the reason why I know this is because 4 years before that, my dad's truck, he turned it on to warm it up, went back inside to get his coffee. He said, "As I was in the kitchen, I saw a weird glare go by my kitchen window," and it was his truck going down the driveway into the neighbor's house. Like, it went through their bathroom, it destroyed their tub. If somebody was taking a shower, they would have been killed. So I would have ended up inside the house across the street, and I probably would have been killed. So at this point, I'm laying on the ground because the door is shut on my leg, and I had dragged my head, and so I whacked it on the pavement, so I had a concussion. So then I remember opening my eyes, and my husband is screaming screaming at me. The neighbors had come outside. My brother had come out because he went in to get my husband, and they're out here, you know, making sure I'm okay, but he's screaming at me. What is wrong with you? What is the matter with you? Why would you do this? And I'm just like, are you kidding me right now? Are you yelling at me right now? Like, I'm on the ground with my legs stuck in a door. Shh. Quiet. So then the ambulance comes and they put me on the stretcher. The whole time on the stretcher, I'm yelling at them. I'm like, listen, my back hurts. And they're like, well, you know, you might have injured it. I'm like, I did not injure my back. I can feel my body parts. Like I'm okay. It's just something hurts on my back. And as I'm on the stretcher, we're going down the driveway, which is, you know, 45 incline, and I'm slowly sliding down. And I'm telling them I'm sliding. They're like, it's fine, it's fine. I am sliding off of the stretcher, and you guys are like, you're dismissing me like I don't know what I'm talking about. We get to the hospital, they do the stress test on the baby, and I mean, she was fine. It's Keegan, she's my middle daughter, she's fine. Finally, probably 4 to 5 hours after the incident, they finally let me change my clothes, and I found out that my back had, when I was dragged along the driveway, dirt and rocks got underneath my pants, like in the waistband, because I was wearing pregnancy pants, so, you know, lots of elastic going on. But it had stuck in there, and then as I was laying on it for 5 hours, the rocks and the dirt were like digging into my skin. Imagine sitting there for 5 hours and not moving. Like, that stuff was dug into my skin. Finding out later, I had sprained my leg. Even looking back on it now, I know I had crutches, which is so hilarious when you see 9-month pregnant woman on crutches. But even to this day on my thigh, I can actually feel the divot of where the door shut. It's just like this like divot in my leg. You can't see it, you can just feel it. But yeah, that was crazy. I cannot believe I thought I could stop a moving car, and honestly, just that one turn of the wheel saved my life and my daughter's life. We could have died. It would have been so senseless and so stupid, and it all goes back to my brother's ex-girlfriend's brother, or whatever, whoever it was, making a stupid decision to throw a rock through a window. That one action could have led to the death of myself and my daughter. Years later, my brother ran into her or something, and he told her, and she was just beside herself. She couldn't believe that, you know, that ended up happening. But it's like, that's why our actions are so important, you know, because they have effects that we can't even foresee. Hope you enjoyed my little story. And again, we will all definitely be praying for those in Las Vegas affected by the tragic shooting that happened on October 1st in Las Vegas time. I hope everyone has a wonderful week, and I will see you all real soon. Bye, everybody.